Alan Robert from Life of Agony, and you're listening to the Movie Raid.
It is time for the movie raid, and tonight's victim is Alan Albert of Life of Agony, which is a musician and is doing comic books. Is that right?
That is true.
Awesome. Which would be?
Here you go, you stumped me already.
Was it too early for you, man?
No, I'm working on wire hangers and also a book called Crawl to Me.
Oh, yeah?
People might know my band Life of Agony.
Mm-hmm. And you said that the hanger is going to be to film, right?
Well, yeah, I mean, just secured the rights to adapt it. And so we're in the very early stages of talking to directors and screenwriters about it.
Mm-hmm. You got any actors specifically set it up, or are you still shopping that around too?
Yeah, still a little early for that.
Now, will this film have its own score, or is your music going to be on it?
Well, I have a punk band called Spoiler NYC also, and we'll be contributing music to the soundtrack.
Well, tell us a little bit more about this comic book, what it's all about, and what the characters are.
Well, it's kind of like a mix-up of a bunch of different genres. It's like horror, crime, thriller. There's like a cast of characters that don't know they're connected, and there's a serial killer on the loose. And by the end of it, they kind of realize that they're intertwined, and there's some meaning behind that, without giving too much away.
So how long do you think this film is actually going to take? As far as, is it going to be like full on, or are you going to piece it like half and half, or how are you going to do it?
As far as developing it, or?
Yeah, just in general. Is this pretty much?
It'll be a full feature.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because some people will actually just have like a small thing and just put it up. It's like there's a feature,
No, we're going for a full on deal.
If this film does become successful, do you actually continue to go into film, or are you going to go back to pretty much do music and film half and half?
I'm kind of like doing a bunch of things at once, even now, with the comics and music, and now the film. So, I'm pretty happy, like, being creative in all areas. So, I'd love to see my new comic, Crawl to Me, get developed into a film as well.
Okay. Any more comics you're working on to try to get film, or are you just pretty much waiting to see what happens with this one?
There's a couple of ideas that we're working on that haven't been announced yet. Like there's an animated cartoon that I'm collaborating with someone else in music that I can't reveal yet. But we'll be announcing that in the next couple of months probably.
Yeah, you don't see a whole lot of comic book type films. The only films you see that's from comic books are mainly superhero films.
Well, Marvel and DC, have the market kind of, blowing up in that area. I think since, Spider-Man a couple of years ago and with the success of The Dark Knight, it kind of opened the door for more comic book movies. And, I mean, just look at the business that they're doing with, like, Thor and everything else that's out there, so.
Yeah, it's just a little awkward how now superhero type films are just being popular after the last few years. Because you see assloads of remakes and sequels and prequels and mainly remakes. Now it's all 3D.
Right.
It's like, wow. Now everybody likes 3D again. Because I do agree, it's because it goes off and on. People don't like it, then they like it.
Well, it depends on, which 3D they're creating. It's like, I think there's a big difference between a film that's, supposed to be shot in 3D as opposed to, the 3D is kind of added on after the fact. It's a totally different experience. Like, if you look at something like Avatar, which really took advantage of the 3D as part of the direction of it, and then you look at something else like, I don't know, I haven't seen one recently that really wasn't that good, although maybe like Alice in Wonderland or something. I'm not sure.
Yeah.
Something that was added on afterwards.
And some films like Saw, they made their last film pure 3D. Some films are just
Yeah, I haven't
nonstop.
seen that, but how was it?
The film, I didn't see it in 3D, but the film in general, it's okay. I mean, it's all right. I wouldn't say it's the best, but it's all right.
Okay.
But do you feel comfortable with more 3D films like that coming out, or would you rather pretty much go back to RAW?
I think it's cool to have both. I mean, once the movie's out of the theaters, it's still got to look good, for people's DVD players or cable or whatever. So the 3D can't make the film. It could enhance the film, but...
Yeah. Well, you mean like CGI?
So, some of my favorite movies had a lot of CGI, like Sin City, and that's kind of the direction that we want to go with Wire Hangers. We want to shoot the actors against green screen and create the environments with CGI. So,
are you going to put a lot of it, or are you going to just put parts
yeah,
of it here and there?
It's going to be mainly based on that kind of model.
Okay. So this is pretty much a full-on impact live action type, kind of like Sin City in a way.
Yeah, I mean, really try and capture the feel of the graphic novel instead of turning the graphic novel into a movie.
Yeah, or adaptation.
Yep.
Which you see, and you don't see a lot of that anymore. It's like, let's take this and just put pieces of it, and don't put the whole thing in there. Even though you can't put the entire book in there.
Right.
Even like Harry Potter or Lord of the Rings.
If you see the book, there's a lot of textures to each of the panels and different colors for each scene. I really want to capture that kind of feel.
Yeah, that'd be cool. But what do you think What do you think film in general is going to be like in the future? You think it's going to be the same as always?
It's just going to be in our minds. You won't have to go anywhere. You just kind of think about it.
Because I figure it kind of repeats itself. Right now, it's not really doing anything. It's just, it's more poppy. It's like the horror genre. It's gone, man.
Yeah.
They don't have any horror films anymore like they used to.
What was the last one that you liked?
I really don't remember, man.
Yeah.
It's been a long time. I've seen... Well, actually, Drag Me to Hell wasn't too bad. You ever seen that film?
No.
That's not too bad. It's about this...
Well, I'll tell you, Let the Right One In was good.
Oh, yeah. No, all these... They just continue to make, exorcist-type films.
Right.
Person gets possessed and this. I mean, really... Yeah, it gets possessed, turns into the devil, end of story, kill it. Wow. There's your film.
Yeah.
There's the end right there. I ruined it all for every film. And then you got some of those less CGI films. You like some of it's like Paranormal Activity. You ever seen that one?
Yeah, I like that one.
That was pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like that. That's raw action right there. So tell us a little bit, anything else about the upcoming comic books in general?
Yeah, the new one that comes out in July is called Crawl to Me.
Mm-hmm.
And it's kind of like a psychological thriller. It's pretty dark, probably even darker than Wire Hangers in the sense that, you're not really sure what's real and what's not. And the main character, experiences some really disturbing stuff. And there's a big twist ending to it.
And you do all this yourself, or do you have anyone else doing the additional artwork for it?
No, I'm doing all the artwork. Although I do have a couple buddies of mine contributing some additional covers.
Yeah, like inking or whatever.
No, like the actual covers to the book.
Oh.
So each issue is printed with 3 different covers.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
I do one, and then my buddy Menton in Chicago does one, and then there's an artist in the UK that contributes.
So once your first film, Comic 2 film, where's it exactly going to be? You just mainly going to hit it local, or are you pretty much going to full on blowing it everywhere?
What, for the comics?
Yeah.
The comics come out worldwide.
Cool. Because some of them will just put like local.
Yeah, this is they're published by IDW, which puts out like G.I. Joe and Transformers and stuff.
No. It seems like even though comic books today, it's like it's so underground, but yet it's still popular.
Yeah, I think, for smaller books that aren't like Spider-Man size, you gotta go looking for them.
Oh, yeah.
If you can't find them, you can always ask your local comic shop to order it.
Yeah. Some people just pay asinine prices for comic books, even though they have copies of it.
Yeah.
They think it's like the only one in the world. Like, some dude bought a Spider-Man comic book for $1 million.
Yeah, it's like number one, right?
Yeah, I think it's like one issue, even though they made, I don't know, I guess 3,000, 6,000 copies or something like that, or less. I don't know.
Those early issues they're hard to find though in good condition.
Oh yeah, but it's not it's not like it's the only one in the world. You don't need to pay $1 million for it.
Yeah.
What, you intend to sell it? I hope not. So you have a hell of a lot of time on your hands, man. Shit. So you got any advice for any of those that's into comics or what you're working on right now? That wants to start doing what you're doing?
Well, I think you just got to follow your heart. It's like anything creative, there's going to be people out there that are going to criticize you, but if you have your heart in the right place, then you're doing it because you love it. I mean, there's really no downside to it.
Mm-hmm. So, what's your final thoughts as far as film goes up today?
Well, I'm excited to see what comes of the Wirehangers movie, and see the team that we could put into place to get it together. We're actually sending packages out to some of my favorite filmmakers, so my fingers are crossed.
Mm. So you'll be on set the entire time, huh?
I hope to be, sure.
Otherwise, okay, here, we'll do it for you. Okay. No, you just play this piece. Okay. Yeah, I hope you got your own theme to the comic book. That'd be cool.
My own what?
Its own theme song to it.
Yeah, absolutely.
That'd be awesome.
Yeah.
Because a lot of bands would, once their music's on film, and someone will make their own type film related, and then they put their own music on there. It's kind of cheap, you know. It's like it's not really film, dude. You're just promoting your band still. It's like it's.
What you mean with the soundtrack?
Yeah, well, with the soundtrack, you have a soundtrack, but I'm talking about like when it's just one artist, and then pretty much base the artist around the film itself.
Yeah.
It's like, well, is it about a film about this person, a character, or is it about this person?
Right.
About this artist. So it's kind of cheap like that, but it's really cool that bands will get their music onto soundtracks, and it's a big milestone.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, you're exposing the music to a totally different audience.
It is awesome. You got even the Crow soundtrack is just perfect. Filter, their music is perfect for films. You ever heard that?
But the Filter song?
Yeah, like in the Crow, and as their songs was like featured in quite a bit of soundtracks.
Yeah.
I mean, you may not like the band, but I mean, their music fits perfectly for certain films.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool, though.
Well, more and more artists are getting into it too. I mean, look at Trent Reznor, right?
Oh yeah, he's got plenty.
With that Facebook movie.
Oh yeah, and then you got Rob Zombie's music.
Yep.
He's got some good shit going on. Yeah, it's not. You ever get your stuff going on to that pretty soon? Are you going to actually have a soundtrack for that? For the comic?
Absolutely, yep.
Awesome. You're going to have some unreleased stuff?
Yeah, I think we're going to write some songs especially for the film.
Yeah, that'd be awesome. All right, so you got any websites or name the date of when we expect this to possibly come out? The new comic?
Well, the movie, it's still too early to tell, but as far as the new comic series, Crawl to Me, it comes out in July through IDW. And people can find out about it by going to crawltomecomic.com.
There you go. Life of Agony there. Go check that shit out. All right.